Hello and welcome to Bruce Springsteen Guitar Lessons. Today's lesson is going to be a live version of It's So Hard to Be a Saint in the City from Hammersmith Odeon 1975. Thanks very much to subscribe star Matthew Levy for the request. Hello and welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that walkthrough. So now what we're going to do is go through all the individual parts. Okay, so this song is quite a fast one. It's about 150 BPM. It does kind of speed up and slow down in parts, but yeah, roughly 150 BPM. Key of A major. So let's take a look at the chords first. Okay, so we've got this funny named chord to start with. E minor add 11 with no fifth, A in the root note. So funny name there. Your third finger, 5th fret D string, little finger, 5th fret B string. So this is very start of the song he uses this. Sounds really cool, very bluesy sound. And then just strum from the A string, and then basically you put your third finger, 4th fret D, middle finger, 3rd fret B string, and that's just a straight E minor 11 over A. And then you've got an A major, classic A major chord, barred on the 2nd fret. Bruce likes to play it, so he blocks off the high E string there. So 2nd fret D, G and B strings. Okay, and then you've also got the same chord, but in the 2nd verse, I think it is. It goes right up to the 14th fret, so it's the same chord, 14th fret, 2nd fret. Okay, so that's the A major. And then you also got the same kind of process with the D over A chord. Sounds amazing. So you can leave your first finger there. I call this All Right Now chord. So it's called D over A. It's a really nice chord. 3rd finger, 4th fret D. 1st finger, 2nd fret G. Middle finger, 3rd fret B. And then we've also got the same up here. Okay, so that is so D over A, and then D over A. Just add 12 frets to it. Okay. Then you also got F sharp minor chord over C sharp, so 3rd finger, 4th fret A, little finger, 4th fret D, and bar the 2nd fret on the G, the B, and the E strings. So on the song structure, which I'll put up on the screen now, I'll just refer to it as an F sharp minor chord, but technically it's F sharp minor over C sharp, which is how Bruce kind of likes to play it. It allows you to get, go back and forth between that chord and open chords really easily. So that's F sharp minor over C sharp. Okay, and then we've got D major. Okay, so D major, you've got the just 1st finger, 2nd fret G, 3rd finger, 3rd fret B, middle finger, 2nd fret high E string. Classic chord there. Don't forget these song structures will be in the description. Any chords in brackets means there's one or more chords in that particular bar. So hopefully you'll find that useful for breaking everything down. It's a long song, absolutely brilliant live version. But yes, so lots going on here, which is great. So it's your D major chord, then you've got an E major chord. Classic E major, 1st finger, 1st fret G, middle finger, 2nd fret A, 3rd finger, 2nd fret D. And then if you add your little finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, you've got an E sus4 chord, which he uses in the middle 8 section. Okay, so we've also got there's a few bits in the song that go. Okay, so it uses power chords. So F sharp 5, 1st finger, 2nd fret, low E, 3rd finger, 4th fret A, little finger, 4th fret D string. So F sharp power chords. You're only playing 3 strings there, and then you got E5 in that section as well, which is power chord, open power chord. 1st finger, 2nd fret A, and then also bar in the D string as well. F sharp 5 and E5 there. Okay, and then what else we've got? We've got C sus4. Kind of Bruce kind of plays it. Kind of can play it like that. C sus4. You can even play it with the high E string as well. And this is in the middle 8 bit. Uses it in kind of growing up as well. So phenomenal chord. 1st finger, 1st fret B, 3rd finger, 3rd fret A, little finger, 3rd fret D, but we're actually going to be using only the 3 strings when we're playing this section in the middle 8. And the normal C major chord, 3rd finger, 3rd fret A, middle finger, 2nd fret D, 1st finger, 1st fret B, strum from the A string. Okay, and then we've also got a D minor chord. So you can play this in several different ways, either your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. I'd probably recommend for this song use your 1st, 2nd, and 4th fingers, because you need your 3rd finger to play this D minor over C chord. So D minor, 1st finger, 1st fret high E, middle finger, 2nd fret G, little finger, 3rd fret B. Then be conscious of the root notes as well, where you're strumming from, and 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string for D minor over C chord. okay? And you also got a B flat chord, first finger, first fret A, bar the third fret D, G and B strings, that's your B flat chord, and that's all the chords. So not too crazy, but some really, really nice, interesting chords there. So let's take a look at the intro first, okay? So you're also going to kind of, you want to arpeggiate these chords, so the squiggly line is in the tab, and the walkthrough. So you don't want to do, it's kind of a slow strum, so you can hear the separation between the strings. So you start off with that chord, E minor, add 11, no fifth, and A in the root note, fifth fret A, fifth fret D, fifth fret B, okay? So it's a lot easier to play than it is to say out loud. So E minor, add 11, no fifth, over A, for a whole bar, 1, 2, 3, 4, then third finger, fourth fret D, middle finger, third fret B, that's the E minor, 11 over A, 2, 3, and then the A chord, 1, 2, and then the D over A chord. Okay, so that's your first 4 bars, okay, and then what you do, where are we? So that's your first 4 bars, and then what you do is you start off with that chord again. You're going to do an extra few picks on the A string, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. That's how I would play that bit there. So first chord is 1.5 beats, 1, 2, and then this next A string for 1 beat, 1, 2, and 3, and then another A string, and then strum. He may be varying this up slightly, but this is the general gist I've got here. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And it's the same chords, but with that extra kind of picking and strumming pattern. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Obviously, all the other instruments are coming in at this point as well. And you do this bit twice. Where are we? 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 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 So yeah, 3 rounds of that 4-bar phrase in total for the intro. Cool, and then you've got the verse. Now with Bruce, he's picking, it looks like he's quite picking kind of randomly, but I've picked sort of a picking pattern that you're going to use quite a lot throughout the song, but feel free to vary it up. Bruce, he's not going to play the same picking pattern twice or strumming pattern twice, so just feel free to use this as a foundation and then mix it up. Okay, so F sharp minor, so going to do A, D, G, and then high E, A, then B, G, G, B, G, B. Again, but feel free to embellish on this if you wanted to, so down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's how I'm playing this. So that's the first bar of the F sharp minor. So we'll call this the F sharp minor picking bar. And then D major, I'm going to go down, up, down, up. These are all quavers or 8th notes, by the way. So half a beat each, 1 and 2 and then E major, 1 and 2 and. So that's the D major, E major split picking bar, okay? And then 2 bars of A major. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. So I'm going strumming, counting wise here, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So strumming twice, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, B, A, G, B, G. Okay, so that's the first 4 bars of the first verse. And then you're going to do the F sharp minor picking pattern again, D over E picking again, and then you've got 2 bars of the F sharp minor over C sharp. So those first 8 bars of the first verse, okay? You're going to go D, E, down, 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 up, and do it again. Oops. And 2 bars of F sharp minor. Cool, and this is the, I really like this section. This is the last line of the first verse, which is also the same as in the second verse. You're going to do, it's quite, again, energy levels in this song are phenomenal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what you're doing here, pretty much I'll just do downstrokes. You can pick it as well if you wanted to. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's the main thing, is a pushed chord there, so it comes in hot on the and of 4 of that bar 2, which is really important. All the other musicians are locked into that as well. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 bars of D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's those last 5 bars of the first and second verses. So D, then D with the F sharp minor at the end, whole bar of F sharp minor, D, and then D. Cool, and then what we'll do is we'll start the first chorus. So here you've basically got 2 rounds of the D picking, D to E split bar picking, and then F sharp minor. And then do that. Okay, and then after that, you've got, so after you've done that twice, you've got the power chord bit, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's the same bar repeated. You've got F sharp 5 first for 3 down strums, palm muted as well, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you do that again, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Cool, and then we've got, so we're now on the third line of the first chorus, you've got the D to E split bar, F sharp minor again, but 3 times. And again. And then you've got the D to E split bar one more time. Cool, so now we've got our first, I call this, there's 3 what I call A rounds. Okay, you've got these 4 bars of A in the background, but you've got some riffs over the top. It sounds fantastic. So, and don't forget, all the Steve tab for this will be available from jsmusicschool.co.uk, so the shop section there, or via Subscribe Star if you wanted to check out the Steve's parts that I put in the backing track, and obviously you'll be able to get hold of the backing track as well. So this is, I call this the first, at the end of the first chorus, you've got 4 bars of A, okay, and what you've got, again, a lot of A minor pentatonic, you know your scales, A minor pentatonic first shape riff, pretty much, first, 5th verse and 2nd possibly. So got in going 1 and 3 and a 4. Okay, so 4-tone bend 7th fret G, 1, 2, and grab the 5th fret B and the E strings, 1, 2, and then 3 and a 4. Bend release 7th fret G, pull off to the 5th fret G and then 7th fret D, 1, 2, 3 and a 4. And then you're going to slide into the 7th fret A string. This is bar 2 of this first kind of A 4-bar riff. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so use your 3rd finger to shift into the 7th fret A, 5 on the D, 5G, 7D. That's tied for half a beat, and then 7, 5, 3 on the A. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We've got some triplet quarter notes here, or crotchets. So 3 notes in the space of 2 beats. 1, 2, 3. Slide into that 7th fret A again. 1, 2, 3. And then 5D, 7D, and then you got that bend, same as you had in bar 1, 3 and a 4, and then 5th fret G. So those 4 bars again. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 and a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So the second verse, it's the same 8-bar kind of pattern as we had in the first verse, but Bruce is doing these brilliant little kind of variations on bars 3 and 4 and 7 and 8, which is kind of this. So this is bar 3, and then bar 7 and 8 you got this kind of, sounds really cool. So let's just go through that kind of second verse. So you start off the same, F sharp minor picking, then D, E, and you've got this cool bit. So you're going to go up to your A, 14th fret, so just an octave higher, and strumming wise, 1, 2E, and. On the and of 2, go to that D over A chord, 1, 2, and 3, 4, and then and right at the end of the bar. 1, down, down, up, down, down, up, and then just a whole bar of quavers or 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those 2 bars again. 1, 2 and 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and a 1, 2 and 3 and 4. And. Cool. And then you do those. So bars 5 and 6 now. And then 4th fret D. So 1 and a, down, down, up, and then shift up to the 16th fret, which is an octave higher. 1 and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4. Probably stop on beat 4 there. So So that's bars 7 and 8 of the second verse. 1 E, 2 E, 3 E, 4. Cool, so that's the start of the second verse. Where are we now? And now we are on... yes, once you've done those 8 bars, you've then got the same 5 bars as you had before. 2 bars of D, F sharp minor at the end of that bar, and then 2 bars of D. Cool, the second chorus starts off with those power chords, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, and then you've got the 3 rounds of D, D to E, picking F sharp minor. Okay, feel free to mix this up. One more round. And then D over E, split bar again as an extra. Cool, now we're into our second kind of 4-bar A round, I call it. So the 4 bars of A in the background. So Steve would just be doing something like this. Get nice rhythm there. And then I have tabbed out Steve's parts as well. So what we've got is this is the second end of the second chorus, 4 bars of A in the background. Shift into the 7th fret D string, 5 7 on the G, 5 5 on the B and the E string. Catch the 8th fret B with your little finger. On the and a 4, bend and release 7th fret, which ties into the next bar. Then 5th fret G, 7th fret D. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 E and 1 E and 1 E 2 3, and then what you're going to do, shift into the 14th fret D string. Very bluesy riff here, sounds fantastic. So this is basically like a 4th shape of the A minor pentatonic here, if you're interested in that. So you shift in on the start of beat 3, 14th fret on the D string, then 12, 14 G, then kind of like a blues curl on the 13th fret of the B. So this is like a slight bend, then 14th fret G, and then the 13th fret again. So that 4-bar kind of A riff on the end of the second chorus will go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 E and 1 E and 2 2 and it's quite weird to count that, and then 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 3 and 4 and 1. So I'll play that again. Really cool riff. Bruce's guitar playing in this song is just brilliant. Really good. So so that's the end of the second chorus, and now we start into the middle 8. So middle 8, you're going to start off with 1 2 3 4 5 6 bars of rest, where Bruce is just going up to the microphone and singing, and I think Steve might be doing some picking in the background. Obviously check the song structure if you wanted to play this open mic or in a band situation. Check the structure of the chords. So you've got A sus4 to A, D sus4 to D, G sus4 to G for the first 6 bars roughly. The piano's going all over the shop as well. Brilliant piano playing as well. And then Bruce will come in on bar 7 of this middle 8. So this is on the C sus4. Okay, so you've got C sus4. So C sus4. So 1 on the B, 0 on the G, and then 3rd fret of the D. So these are all quavers or 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's roughly what's going on. Again, feel free to change it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and I'm going up, up, down, up, down, up. You can do it strict alternate if you want. So C sus4, and then do C major, same thing, just put your middle finger on the 2nd fret D. Now D minor. Now suggested here, you're basically going to go up and down the chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'll start on the D, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and do the same thing, but from the D minor over C chord. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. do a similar thing with the B flat now. We've got 2 bars. And feel free to mix up the picking if you want. As long as you've got those chords in there and it's in time, that's good. And then you've got E sus4, down, down, up, up, down, up. Which we've done loads of times before. Common, very, very, very common strumming pattern. And then E major, down, down, up, 3, 4. So, yeah, so that middle 8, Stevie will start off, I think, doing a bit of guitar, and it's piano and bass, and it's really kind of stripped down. So first 6 bars won't be playing anything if you're doing the part of Bruce, if you're in a sort of Bruce tribute or whatever. But Steve maybe do some A sus4A, D sus4D, G sus4G in the background for the first 6 bars. And then you come in C sus4, C, D minor over C, B flat, for 2 bars, E sus4, then E major for half a bar, 3, 4. Okay, and then the third chorus is stripped down a little bit more. So what you're going to do, just do minims or half notes with a D, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're just strumming for 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then it sounds like he's doing something like this. Like an F sharp power chord, but up here. First finger 11th fret G, little finger barring the B and the E strings on the 14th fret. So you've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then you've got D major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and a 4. So you've got a little bit of a riff here. F sharp minor, 1, 2, and then on the end of 2, bend and release, pull off from the 4th fret G, and then pull off to the 2nd fret G, and then 4th fret D on beat 4. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, something like that. And then D major, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the first 6 bars of the first 5 bars, sorry, of the third chorus. 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you've got, where are we now? We are on the end of the, this is the third chorus. Okay, so third chorus, we've got F sharp minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the D over D, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got this section here, 1, 2, and 3, and a 4, and something like that. So 1, 2, and 3, E, and 4. Something like that. 1, 2, and 3, E, and 4. That's right, yeah. So full tone bend, 7th fret G string, 1, 2, and 3, E, and 4. 7th fret full tone bend, G, 5, 5 on the B and the E, bend release 7th fret G, 5th fret G, 7th fret D on the and of 3, and then 7th fret D again. So this is the last of the, so in the third chorus now, the last kind of 4-bar A riff. So in the background it'll just be kind of A or A sus4 in the background, and you just got this 4-bar riff, which they all sound brilliant. So 1, 2, and 3, E, and 4. And then you've got 5th fret G, 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, so that's 5, 7, 5G, 7D, 5G, 7D. And it sounds like he's doing this kind of octave using semiquavers or 16th notes, first finger 7th fret D, little finger 10th fret of the B string, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So again, make sure you block out other strings, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a down, up, down, up, down, up. These are all, so it's 16 notes per bar here. And then double stop, I think, 7th fret D and the G strings. Cool, so that's pretty much everything up until the outro section. So the outro section I'm going to split up into 3 parts because it's just, well, it's pretty mammoth. Yes, that's everything up to the outro section. Okay, so let's take a look at outro part 1. So what we've got in the background here is this 2-bar riff, which is half bar of D, half bar of E, and then a whole bar of F sharp minor. It's that 2-bar riff. You've basically got that for most of the outro, okay? So Steve will be doing something like that, and obviously the rest of the band. Okay, so the first 4 rounds of this outro part 1, you're basically going to do open D string, palm muted, 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a, and then 2nd fret D, 3 E and a 4 E and a, and then 4th fret. And you do that for 4 rounds, so 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E times 4. Okay, now the next 20 rounds of the outro part 1, I'll split it up into 14 and 6 on the song structure, because those last 6 rounds are going to be really quiet, and I don't think there's any backing guitar as well. So it's just really, it's worth kind of being aware of that. So no backing. Steve will probably be doing that for pretty much all of the outro, I would have thought. So roughly that anyway. Okay, so then you've got this technique called violining, okay? So these last 20 rounds of outro part 1, we've got this violining technique. So it's a really cool technique. I have never really used it that much, but Bruce has used it quite a lot in the 70s especially. So for example, what you're doing, this first bar here, coming on beat 2 with a pre-bent 4th fret, volume all the way off, and when you pre-bend it, basically just raise the volume. Sounds really cool. So that's the first bar. Next bar is a rest, and then bar 3, you're going to just play on the second beat of bar 3, play the 5th fret, bend it up, that violining technique. And then beat 4, the next bar, you do that pre-bend again, 4th fret, but make sure you turn the volume off. And then that's next 2 bars are basically a rest. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, bar 7 is pretty much just 2nd fret D, vibrato, that violining technique. Following bar after that is a rest. Then you've got the pre-bend again, 4th fret. Oops. Okay, and then have quite a lot of reverb and gain as well. Bruce is really good. I've never really used this technique, but it sounds brilliant for this song. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is a rest. That's bar 10, and now we are on. So the next bar is basically 7th fret with vibrato. Next 4 bars are a rest, and then we've got the pre-bend again. Then let it ring out for the following bar. Then you've got the 5th fret bend, and then 7th fret bend. Okay, and then you've got the pre-bend 4, 5th fret bend again. Then you go up to 16th fret, do the pre-bend, 16th fret. 4-tone bend, 17th fret B string. 17th fret high E string. And then pre-bend 19. I think I made a mistake on this in the walkthrough, you can't actually hear anything. So 19th fret pre-bend, let that ring out for the next bar. And then they got this 16th fret pre-bend again, over 2 bars. Cool, so again, feel free to have fun with this. It's quite a weird technique. And he doesn't use it that often, but it sounds really cool. So then 14th fret here. Oh, sorry. So for 2 bars, then the pre-bend 16th fret, release, and then after that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars of rest. This next bar precedes the start of what I call outro part 2. So it's the call and response solo between him and Stevie. I have recorded Stevie's parts. If you want to get hold of the tabs for that as well, obviously go into the website jsmusical.co.uk. A day or two off, or day or so after this is released, and also or Subscribestar, you can get files sent out to your email on the 3rd of the month. So yeah, so this bar is right at the end, final bar of outro part 1 going into outro part 2. Okay, so and it starts off really quietly. So it starts off really quietly and gets gradually louder and louder and louder. It's just brilliant, this part of the song. So what you're going to do, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 16th fret D string. So this is F sharp, minor pentatonic. Yeah, you could argue this is in the key of F sharp minor, or the outro is anyway, of F sharp minor rather than A major, same key signature. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 1. So that's full tone bend, 16th fret G, 1, 2, 3, and 4, release it, pull off to 14, 16 D string, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool, and then Steve will do a riff, and then you've got come in on the and of 3 in this next bar, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 17th fret B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 14th fret E string. So those first few bars. So this is the very last bar of outro part 1, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 16, 17 B, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That bend again, 14th fret E. 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, on the and of 3, 14th fret E string, bend release, 16, pull off on the 14th, and then 16th fret D. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and then you've got this really aggressive bend, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. So that's full tone bend to get a bit louder here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. So bend release, pull off, 16th fret D string. And then you've got, again, in between Bruce's riff, Steve's doing a riff. Sounds brilliant. So, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is in the second shape, the F sharp minor pentatonic. 4-tone bend, 19th fret E, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull off, bend release, pull off, 17 E, 19 B. Okay, and that rings out. And then this next section on the and of 3, 1, 2, 3, and 14th fret E string. Then you got double pull off here, 4 E and a 1. 1, 2, 3, 14th fret, pull off 17, 14 B. 16, 14 G, then 16 D, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1. I normally use my first and third. I think Bruce tends to use his first and second a lot more than the majority of guitarists. I think I see 1, 2, but again, whatever works. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you do that riff again. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Next riff, 1, 2, 3, 4 E and a 1. So here, again, it's all F sharp minor pentatonic stuff. So pull off 16 to 14 on the D, 4 E, hit 16 A, 14 D, then 16 D. 1, 2, 3, 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4 E and a 1, 2. Really like this bit. So double pull off 16, 14 on the G, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and then 16, 14 on the D, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And then this next riff is repeats quite a lot. So I got 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1. Okay, so that's hammer on 14, 16 on the A. Then you've got hammer on and pull off. It's only one pick. Then 16A, 16D, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and then just keep repeating that. 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a. So yeah, the very first one, you don't do that 16th fret at the start. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 E and a. And then again, just check out the tab, keep double checking how many times you repeat this. So a few more times. And then he repeats that phrase for 2 bars. So 1 E and a. So 14, 16, 14. Hammer on pull off. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Now we've got some octaves, and I know Bruce, I think he actually does this Adam Razor Cane, although it was ages ago since I did that video. I think it's the same octave shape. I think Bruce plays it with his first and second fingers, using his middle finger to block off the G and the B. Again, you've just got semiquavers here, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, so 16 notes per bar, down at alternate picking. And you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars of that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then he does an extra riff while Steve pretty much carries on doing the same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, something like that. So 16th fret, 4-tone bend on the G string, 1 and 2 and then 14th fret E. Do the same thing again, but the bend is half beat shorter. 1 and 2 and 3 and bend, release, pull off. That's after 6 bars of those octaves. And you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars of that. So 8 more bars of that. And then on the 9th bar, you carry on the same, then 1, 2, 3, and basically do half a bar to get ready for the 16th fret on the G string. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then you're starting what I call outro part 3. Okay, so it's a lot of a repeating pattern. So this is where it gets really heavy. The drums, I had fun programming the drums for this because it gets really quiet, and then it just builds and builds and builds and builds. Okay. So what you've got, this is now the last bar of outro part 2. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and so that's 16th fret G. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and now you start outro part 3. So the next 1, 2, 3, 4 bars are going to be the same. So you've got 14th fret E, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, and then the next bar you're basically doubling up within the bar what you just did. So 1, just crotchets or chord notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for 4 bars. Okay, and then you're kind of doubling up what you're doing again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. And then you've got basically got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so half beat each, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So again, a lot of endurance here. And then I think the last 2 bars he's pretty much doing a bend on the 17th fret, 1 E and a keep having it pre-bent and then re-picking it. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E. So that's for 2 bars. Okay. And then what we've got, sort of signaling to max on the drums, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and something like that. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Slide into the 16th fret D string, 1 and 2 and 3, bend up, hit the 14th fret E and the beat 4. Now it sounds like this is a bar of 3/8, okay, which is basically 3 quavers or 8th notes in a bar. So 1, 2, 3, 1. So that's how I'll count that. So you got the previous bar, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 for 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the way how I've ended it. It's more of a quite a long ending, but I've just kind of cut it short for ease of practice. So those last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars go like this: 1 and 2 and 3, 4, bar 3/8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. So yeah, it's a pretty of a mammoth song, this one. Like a lot of the early Bruce stuff, he's doing a lot more guitar. You know, when I've done Thundercrack, prove it all night. His guitar playing is really adventurous. It sounds fantastic. Probably a lot more challenging than some of his recent stuff, but yeah, it's brilliant. Lots of energy in this performance. And let me know if any of you were at this gig, because that would have been, I can't imagine, I only live an hour from Hammersmith Odeon. It would have been amazing, but I wasn't even born. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks for the request. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you need any of the files for this, the backing track, the PDFs or guitar profiles, you can get that off the JS Music School website. Go into the Bruce shop there, you can get it in PDF format, Guitar Pro format, and you'll be able to get the backing tracks as well. So yeah, thanks very much again. See you next time. Cheers. Bye. If you'd like to get Guitar Pro files, tab PDFs, backing tracks from any of these tutorials, head over to either the Subscribe Star page or my website, jsmusicschool.co.uk. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. Thanks very much. See you on the next one.